What's going on, everybody? Now that the newest MonsterVerse film, Godzilla vs. Kong, has been released and I've reviewed them all, today we're going to rank all 4 films from the worst to the best. I'll leave a link to the playlist with my reviews of each film in the description below in case you missed any of them, but in the meantime, share your lists in the comments below and let me know what was your favorite and what was your least favorite. As a reminder, this is just my list and not a definitive ranking. As another reminder, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like these videos, as it helps me out immensely by getting my channel out there, and if you're new here, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases, older films, hidden gems, and so much more on a near daily basis. But let's not waste any more time and let's jump right into it. In last place is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, this movie is incredibly uneven. I don't hate it or even dislike it, but it's not the great movie it could have been. On one hand, you have some incredible fight scenes of Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah all duking it out, and if that's literally all you're here to see, this movie might be close to the top for you. I know there are a lot of Godzilla fans who literally don't care about anything else and just want to see monsters beating the living crap out of each other. And when we get that here, it is a lot of fun. Though for me, if the movie didn't take itself so seriously, then maybe it would have been placed higher on this list. But unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. And the other half of this film consists of a ton of A-list actors playing some of the most boring human characters out there who do nothing but recite ultra-serious exposition. And it's not even just bad, it's an absolute chore to get through, with some of the dialogue, specifically from Vera Farmiga, being borderline cringeworthy. At first, it feels like the film's attempting to go for a message, but then it totally backs off, making whatever depth it tried to have at first come off as shoehorned in and poorly cobbled together because it just couldn't commit. So because of that, this isn't a movie I'd find myself wanting to sit down and give my full attention to anytime soon. But it is good to have on in the background and just tune in whenever monsters were beating each other up, because that was a lot of fun. At number 3 is Godzilla. This could have possibly been at the top of the list had the film not made one key mistake, which was killing off Bryan Cranston's character after the 30-minute mark. Director Gareth Edwards stated how he wanted the film to feel like this grand, sweeping epic while also having the sense of realism to highlight the characterization. But what happens is, the film takes the most well-developed character, who we're mainly focused on for the first part of the film and had a deep personal connection to the main events, and they get rid of him, and they replace him with a number of characters whose roles are either one-note, underdeveloped, or just thankless. Now, everyone else in the cast was good, performance-wise, but the film just never packed as emotional of a punch after that first 30 minutes. Still, it is a good movie overall, despite the other criticism that Godzilla just wasn't in it all that much. But what I liked is how Edwards' direction really brought out the sense of thrills and suspense in moments that are just totally chaotic. Even though we don't always see Godzilla, his presence is still felt, and it keeps you pretty engaged for the most part. It's not the masterpiece that it should have been, but it's still a good time. In second place is Kong Skull Island. Now, I'm not saying this film's incredible or among the best King Kong movies out there, but I do think it's a little better than most people said it was. I know it wasn't poorly received, but it's been since dismissed as mediocre or just alright at best. And I get where it's coming from, as it's stuffed with so many characters that, like Godzilla, it doesn't hit the emotional highs it could have, and normally that would be enough for me to be in that exact same camp. But I think both the cast and director Jordan Vogt-Roberts try really hard to make this as fun as possible. While the characters are mostly one note outside of John C. Reilly and Samuel L. Jackson, everyone does their best to give their characters some sense of personality that makes them enjoyable to see all interact. And the action scenes are very well done, as we get our fair share of Kong or the Skullcrawlers wreaking havoc, and Vogt-Roberts' direction makes it a blast to watch, making the 2 hours go by quickly. It's not a perfect movie, but I think it hits more than it misses, and it makes for an entertaining movie that I don't think gets enough credit. But in first place is Godzilla vs. Kong, a film that was a much-needed step back in the right direction after Godzilla, King of the Monsters. This movie is just pure fun from start to finish. It's a film that knows exactly what it is and just wants you to go with the flow and have fun with it. It's not a particularly deep film, but it's also not trying to be, instead delivering squarely on its premise of the two title characters duking it out and leaving destruction in their wake. I'd say, along with Kong Skull Island, it's the most lighthearted entry of the list, because there are definitely moments that give the film a little heart and soul, but that's also not the film's entire focus. There's a much heavier emphasis on comedic relief here, more than any of these other movies, with an especially enjoyable subplot involving Millie Bobby Brown, Brian Tyree Henry, and Julian Dennison. It's a great film to be able to just sit back, relax, and have a great time with the last half hour or so being something to behold. It's by no means a perfect film, but it does what a blockbuster is set out to do and provide some quality, high-stakes entertainment, and that's why it's my #1 movie of the MonsterVerse. And that's that. I'm glad the series bounced back the way it did, because after King of the Monsters, I was afraid of what direction this was gonna go down, but I'm happy Godzilla vs. Kong made up for that, and more. I don't know what's to become of this franchise. I know people do want to see it continue, and if the direction they were to take is anything like Godzilla vs. Kong, then it would be fun to see. But it's unknown what's going to happen. If the series were to end here, it would have at least gone out on a high note, but we'll see. Let me know though, what's your favorite MonsterVerse movie? Did you agree with this list at all? Did you disagree with it? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.